She was never loud, never scandalous. She didn't crave attention. Yet for a precious moment in time, British television lit up through his presence. His name was Jack Ryder, a young actor who became a household face, then quietly slipped away from fame. This is the emotional journey of Jack Ryder, from shy boy in Woolwich to soap star teen idol, to creative artist who walked away on his own terms. Jack Siegfried Ryder was born on September 21, 1981, in the borough of Woolwich, London, a place of working-class grit, council homes, and a deep sense of community. His parents, neither actors nor entertainers, simply wanted a peaceful life for their young son. In childhood photos, Jack is a thoughtful little boy, eyes observing, lips curved into a subtle smile, the kind of child who watches and absorbs rather than demand attention. At school, he wasn't the loudest in class. Instead, he was the kid who read books, quietly rehearsed lines in a corner, and captivated teachers during drama class. His interest in performing arts went beyond playtime. Early on, Jack realized storytelling felt natural to him. Teachers and coaches noted a raw authenticity in his approach, something that would define his acting later on. By his teens, Jack's parents supported a drama audition. It wasn't ambition, it was curiosity. Still, something clicked. At 17, Jack was selected to play Jamie Mitchell in EastEnders, one of the UK's most watched dramatic shows. In 1998, Jack Ryder stepped onto the EastEnders set and into millions of living rooms. Playing Jamie Mitchell, introverted, anxious, emotionally vulnerable, he struck a chord. He wasn't a classic soap villain or seducer. He was real, relatable, a protective soul under pressure, grappling with identity and loyalty. He was Jamie, and Jamie was everywhere. Viewers watched his journey, surviving abuse, falling in love with Sonia, enduring hysteria and heartbreak. The audience was tied to his experience. Jack's portrayal brought tears, applause, and a wave of teen heartthrob fame. For 4 years, from 1998 to 2002, he grew up before their eyes. He was not just acting, he was living the part. The pub scenes in the Queen Vic, the emotional punches, the whispered heartbreak, Jack delivered them all with nuance and intensity. But fame can be volatile. In 2002, in an episode that still draws memory, Jamie Mitchell died, executed in a car explosion. It was a moment that rocked the UK. Nielsen ratings hit nearly 11 million. The nation wept. Jack Ryder stepped off set not as a rising star, but as a young man transitioning into something undefined. His departure from EastEnders shocked many. In interviews then, Jack spoke of the emotional toll, how playing Jamie had been cathartic yet draining. He didn't want to chase fame or tabloid attention. He wanted more depth. So Jack took a step rarely seen among soap graduates. He walked away from television to pursue theater, acting on stage, behind the scenes, or writing and directing. For the next chapter, Jack fully embraced theater. He performed in plays such as The Play What I Wrote and in touring productions like Calendar Girls. He later moved behind the boards, directing The Full Monty, Warhorse, and other stage works. Unlike fame, theater gave him space to create without the glare of paparazzi. Audiences engaged with his vision, not just his face. It was also a period of personal change. In 2002, Jack married Kim Marsh, former pop singer and Coronation Street actress. Their relationship was high profile. Their marriage welcomed headlines. But as years passed, Jack's quiet life and Kim's public persona moved in different directions. By 2009, they separated. The divorce was calm, devoid of scandal, a respectful split. Post-divorce, Jack retreated further inward. Through the early 2010s, Jack maintained a low profile. No reality show appearances, no tabloid headlines. Yet creative ambitions still burned. He wrote essays and early drafts of scripts. In what felt like a surprise to most, in 2020 he published his debut children's novel, Jack's Secret Summer. The book was heartfelt, touching on friendship, loss, and the magic of small-town summer. Reviewers praised its emotional depth and mature sensitivity. Jack had found another way to tell stories, not on screen, but in print. Though his television appearances were rare, he occasionally returned to stage or radio dramas, always choosing projects quietly resonant rather than celebrity-boosting spectacles. At fans' conventions or social media posts, he's polite but private, never oversharing. So, where is Jack Ryder now? Picture him walking the streets of South London, reading scripts, meeting fellow artists, or sketching ideas for a new play. He might attend a small theater in the West End, or spend mornings at a cafe writing pages of his next book. Far from the tabloid frenzy, he directs new actors, coaches young performers, and helps shape dramatic worlds behind the curtain. Today's Jack is neither teenage heartthrob nor soap resident. He's an artist forging quiet but meaningful work. He's not listed on cover magazines. Instead, he's busy producing something deeper. A life lived with intention, outside the spotlight. In the end, Jack Ryder's story isn't one of tragedy. It's not about a star lost to scandal. It's about a young actor who dared to choose a different path. He taught us fame doesn't define success. Silence can communicate, and that sometimes the truest expression of creativity isn't in being seen, but in telling what matters. He walked away on his own terms. He let his story continue in theater, books, and teaching others. And though he left the cameras, his voice and his values remain. This is the story of Jack Ryder, a boy from Woolwich who became a star, then chose silence over headlines. A man who showed us that walking away isn't disappearing, and that meaningful art can exist off-screen. Thank you for sharing this journey. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and join us again as we explore the untold stories of celebrities you thought you knew.